In the streets when Tamla Motown girl Martha Reeves joins us at 11:35.
And Lowry Turner follows the fashions of the Big Apple when she reports from New York Fashion Week at 12:05.
And I don't know if you've heard, but there's a new report out from the RSPCA which says animal cruelty is on the increase, and we're meant to be a nation of animal lovers. Our vet Mark Evans will be reporting live from an animal sanctuary. And we'll also be talking about those video nasties for children and the new laws that are going to come into effect to restrict their home watching. First of all, though, it's national and international news read by Andrew Harvey.
Good morning. Police have begun a murder inquiry after the bodies of an elderly couple were found in their flat in West London. 2 teenage girls in the flat had been seriously sexually assaulted.
Police say 2 teenage girls were abducted at knife point from Cromwell Road in Hounslow last night and taken to a 3rd-floor, 1-bedroom flat in adjoining Benson Close, where they were sexually assaulted, beaten and tied up. One of the teenagers managed to free herself and raise the alarm. Police found the bodies of an elderly man and woman dead on the living room floor. They'd been stabbed. No murder weapon has yet been found. The neighbours say they're horrified.
People are terrified. Like I say, they've got kids. It's a horrible thing to happen.
Police say they urgently want to trace anyone who saw 2 teenage girls in Cromwell Road with a man at 9 o'clock last night.
The Bosnian Serb leader Radovan Karadzic is due to meet peace envoys from Russia, America and the UN during the day to try to defuse the growing crisis over the Serb assault on Gorizda. The city was relatively quiet overnight, but the Serb attacks are causing many casualties. And there are reports that elsewhere in Bosnia, the Serbs are placing restrictions on United Nations personnel.
The situation in the town is still serious, according to the UN. Despite yesterday's second NATO airstrike, the Bosnian Serb army advanced further to the right bank of the Drina River, just outside Gorizde, and to a high ridge held by the Muslims in the north. The town centre came under tank artillery, mortar and small arms fire, the hospital under small arms fire. The casualties are appalling. 53 people killed in Gorizde on Sunday, the day of the first airstrike, many of them women and children. Mr. Akashi, the UN Special Ambassador, arrived here this morning and is due to travel to Pale later for talks with Radovan Karadzic, the Bosnian Serb leader. He is refusing to talk to General Rose.
Here, the number of cases of cruelty to animals has increased. The RSPCA says last year they received over 90,000 complaints. In its annual report, the charity says the main causes of animal suffering are sadism, starvation and stupidity. 2 Britons and an Australian living in Cambodia have been abducted by unidentified gunmen in the south of the country. The men were forced out of their taxi on a journey from Phnom Penh to Sihanoukville, where 2 of them work in a restaurant. It's not yet clear who carried out the kidnapping. A huge fire has wrecked the indoor market in Gloucester city centre. The damage to the 3-storey 19th century building is estimated at millions of pounds. Fire crews are still at the scene. At this stage, there's no indication of what caused the blaze. And that's all for now. More news in an hour.
And the headlines from the Look North newsroom. 2 people are in hospital with serious injuries after a head-on collision in North Yorkshire. Police say an XR3i and a Nissan Micra were involved in the accident near Whitby. One of the injured is a woman in her 70s. Police are still trying to trace witnesses to the accident. More complaints of cruelty to animals are being made in Yorkshire and Humberside than anywhere else in England and Wales, according to the report from the RSPCA today. It's the 2nd year running that the number of reported incidents has risen. The Humberside-based clothes manufacturers Dewhurst have announced sharply increased profits. The company, which supplies Marks & Spencer, made £9.5 million last year, an increase of almost 50%. The Wold's Remand Centre on Humberside is criticised today by its own Board of Visitors. In their annual report, they claim the site for the privately run prison is too small and say that more could be done to tackle the jail's controversial drugs problem. Those are the headlines. More again at midday, and of course the main lunchtime news at 5 minutes to 1 here on BBC One. Have a good day. The weather forecast not as good as yesterday, I'm afraid. Cloudy this morning with some patchy rain. It will be a bit brighter this afternoon. Top temperatures not as warm as yesterday at 10 Celsius. That's 50 Fahrenheit. Back to Anne and Nick.
Hello again.
Hi.
It's time to catch up with the weather forecast. Say good morning to Peter Cockcroft. Hello, Peter.
Hello there, Nick.
Hello.
Very
Hello,
nice
Anne.
picture of lambs again. We do see these lambs quite often. When it gets hotter, will we get camels?
Well, no, but interestingly enough, at the weekend I was out walking on the Ashdown Forest and I actually saw a llama being born. Fantastic. Absolutely
Oh.
fantastic.
Good stuff.
Well, I suppose I've got to get on with the weather now.
Yeah, I suppose you should.
Right, well, let's have a look at the satellite picture because we are going to have some fine spring weather over the next few days, but first of all, we've got to get rid of this cloud, and that cloud is thick enough to bring some rain. Now, you can see as I mix in the radar that we have got some bright colours mixed in there, and that means there are some heavy bursts of rain around. It is slowly edging south and eastwards, and it'll continue to do that through the rest of today, working its way across the Midlands at the moment, eventually working its way down into southeastern parts of England during the late afternoon and into the evening. Now, coming along behind that band of cloud and rain, clearer skies, brighter weather, but also 1 or 2 showers for Northern Ireland and for Scotland. Perhaps a heavier shower over Scotland, some sleet and some snow right up on the mountain tops. But through the afternoon, I think we'll find any showers over Northern Ireland are gradually disappearing. Temperatures getting into double figures today in most places apart from these North Sea coasts. Now, it will feel quite chilly here because the winds will gradually turn to come in off the North Sea. And that's really going to be a feature of the weather over the next few days. We've got high pressure building just out to the west of us. That's why I said I think we're going to see some fine spring weather. But just watch the winds during the next few days, gradually building during the next 24 hours and always running down from a northerly direction. So that's a cold direction, particularly chilly along the North Sea coast. And the other thing with high pressure, fine weather, but also some frost to watch out for gardeners. That's it. Now back to Anne and Nick.
Thanks, Peter. Give our love to the llama, obviously. Now, a reminder of what's still to come on the programme today.
Next, how one family's disaster has become part of a best-selling video.
Aussie Mark Little tells us why he swapped Ramsay Street for the big breakfast.
The history of Tamla Motown comes to Good Morning when Martha Reeves joins us at 11:35.
And Nicholas Parsons gets submerged in one man's obsession. That's at 11:45.